Can men and women work together in the workplace?
No.
Yes, I do it.
How do you know?
Because I work with a lot of women.
Right. Well, it's been happening for what, 40 years? And things are deteriorating very rapidly at the moment in terms of the relationships between men and women. It's like we don't know if men and women can work together successfully.
But in what ways? Because
in the sexual harassment way.
Because 40 years ago, I would have been. Well, I don't know if I was a white man, I would have been Jacqueline's boss, and I could have done whatever I wanted, right? And that there would be almost no recourse that a woman who's working under me would have. Now they have some recourse. I mean, is that a?
There was recourse back then too. You could take people to the police.
You could.
I love him so much. He's just so psychotic. He's like, yeah, up yours, woke moralists. I'm taking you to the police. That's what Jordan Peterson thinks. Like, oh, really? You're not going to offer me a job and said that I can only be a secretary here? Well, we'll see who cancels who when the police come for you, sir.
Do you think that was happening?
Dude,
I mean, like,
I
guess
think
as
it's
long as it's a
dreadful thing
voice
to have
acting
to go to-
job, we're all done.
Wait, what do you mean? Why?
I just your voice over at kids show would be crazy.
Do you think was that a decent voice of Jordan Peterson? Be honest.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh my God, thank you. Wow, are we becoming best friends right now?
We're best
You're like
friends.
you're actually complimenting me. That's crazy.
What's my favorite fruit?
Strawberry.
Wrong.
What is it?
Mango.
Oh, okay. I'm not a big fruit person. It's not a bad one though. That's a good one. I just like, I guess like if I were to have fruit, I would choose strawberry. That's why I went with that. Anyway, let's continue.
Go to the police if
I guess
you've
I
been
just don't-
sexually assaulted.
If you feel like there's a reduction in harm, right? That,
don't
that
feel
things are bad. So you feel like
Oh, that's even funnier than I remember. No, he said like back in the day, if you were sexually assaulted as a woman, you could just go to the police.
Nice. Just go to the police.
Yeah, no, that I mean that certainly works now, and it certainly worked even better in the past.
right now the atmosphere in corporate workplaces is the exact same that it was 40 years ago.
No, but I'm not sure. I'm not saying that it's any better.
It's not any better.
Well, maybe it is.
What is?
but
I
what's
guess
the
like
evidence
not to
that it
ask you
is?
to sort of prove a negative, but I think that there's plenty of evidence if you look at all the stories that are coming out. Do you not feel like any of the stories that you've heard about what Hollywood is like? Do you feel like that's not evidence that this is a problem?
Evidence that Hollywood is a problem?
Yeah.
Yeah, but when I look at Hollywood, all
God,
these
you do
people
sound
coming
like
out of
him.
Hollywood talking about how
I've
sexual
spent many hours listening to this man's lectures so I could fucking dunk on his clownish fucking ideas, and also his even larger clownish rudderless incel audience of men who just simply were looking for a daddy figure. That's it. That's the reason.
misbehavior is a problem. And I think people in Hollywood are talking about that. They've been capitalizing on sexual misbehavior for like 100 years.
But that, I mean, look, those are unrelated in a
Are
lot
they?
of ways. Yeah, like they're.
Why
I
are they
mean, you as a
unrelated?
professor should know like about correlation and causation. Like you're basically saying, well, you know, there have been movies with sex in it, therefore.
The free market guy, yes, think outside the box is right. The free market guy absolutely watches Jordan Peterson.
You think
like
so?
100%. Jordan Peterson was like, especially around 2016, like he was probably the most popular. He was like Andrew Tate, but not as like bro-y, I guess. Like an academic Andrew Tate. And the very same people that are like, you know, freaking out about Andrew Tate being like, oh, this guy's speaking the truth. They were like 16, 17 looking at Jordan Peterson in a similar capacity back in like 2016. Some of them are in here right now. They've like changed their opinions. They've grown. But yeah, he's always been this like very, his entire role is to basically talk about like traditionalist conservative perspectives, but because he's Canadian, which is queer coded, he you know, was able to do so in like I'm a liberal, I'm not a conservative kind of way. You know what I mean? He was the woke centrist guy who was just hiding his perspective the entire time, that he was like just a reactionary guy. You guys like that? I said Canadian queer coded.
Or a PA on the set of a movie, of course, should be expected to be sexually harassed.
No, I'm saying
No, those two are separate worlds in any sort of pure logical sense. Like
This is not the juice though. The main juice. Hold on, let's see if we can find it. Chat. Does anyone remember? Like, oh, here it is. Here.
harassment.
we'll see.
Well, see, I think men,
Should it stop?
that like when.
I don't understand. I guess I don't understand the question.
This is the best part.
Well, my question is essentially that like when you.
Is there sexual harassment in the workplace? Yes. Should it stop? That'd be good if it did. That'd be good. Will it? Well, not at the moment it won't because we don't know what the rules are.
Do you think men and women can work in the workplace together
I don't know.
without sexual harassment?
We'll see.
We'll see. How many years will it take for men and women working in the workplace together?
More than
To
40.
get a sense. More than 40?
More than 4?
We're new at this.
We're new at this.
Absolutely. We're completely new
40.
at it. It's only been a couple of generations. That's part of the problem.
He said, what are the rules about sexual harassment? Like, we just don't know. It's like, no, motherfucker, you don't know, and you're trying to blurry the lines. Like, don't be a fucking creep. Anyway, that was, wait, oh, he's going to talk about makeup.
Right?
That's
Is
the
that
real reason why I
We don't
wanted
know
you
what
to...
the rules are. Like what? Here's
I
a
want to
rule.
stick my fingers
How about
up
no
his nose and
makeup
shake
in the
him
workplace?
around.
He is a nerd.
Nerd.
Why would that
You could get away with it.
Why should you wear makeup in the workplace? Isn't that sexually provocative?
No.
It's not?
No.
Well, what is it then? What's the purpose of makeup?
Some people would like to just put on makeup.
Why?
I don't know why.
Why do you make your lips red? Because they turn red during sexual arousal. That's why. Why do you put rouge on your cheeks? Same reason.
So your argument.
Hey,
How do you feel about that? He is so fucking insane, and dudes love this shit. Like, dudes that you're probably like going out and dating, if they haven't grown out of this phase, like there was definitely still probably a phase where they were like really into this shit.
I want to grab him by his little toesies and shake him until all his toes crack and then drop his head on the floor.
I think he did that a little too much. That's why he has these takes. He said, "Rouge, rouge is to simulate sexual arousal." Yeah, it's like women are doing that to showcase the sexual arousal that they have. Hassan, as a gay guy, giving straight guys advice is my favorite. Yeah, dude, I'm so gay.
What?
I'm the gayest. I
Oh my
fucked your
God,
dad.
That's a great name. That's funny.
Yeah, no, this
No,
is
let him be.
one of my no. I'm gonna keep him. One of my
Yay.
funniest things. One of the funniest things. Like, this is why I yell at chat. Is like, this is a very queer community, right? And
Really?
yeah, we have
Raise your hand if you're queer.
14% trans people in this community. 14% of my community is trans. How fucking insane is that?
How did you find that out?
We did a survey.
That's a crazy number.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, this community is gay as hell for the most part. I think it's like the straights are still the majority, maybe, or maybe they're the minority. Straights might be the minority, but they're the plurality. Is like 48% straight. I mean, it's a wild percentage. Anyway, but because of that, we make a lot of jokes, right? And there's a lot of queer people in here that are always like, I wish Hassan was gay or wish Hassan was bi, whatever. And I get fucking annoyed sometimes at people saying that, because then people say I'm queer baiting. But now it also has like the new, like, since the Andrew Tate debate arc, there's a new wave of people who just like are straight up like, Hassan is secretly gay.
I also had a guy one time.
Which, by the way, like, yeah, sure, okay, I'm secretly gay. I'm openly gay. How about that? Who gives a fuck? Like, what is that going to change?
I had a guy one time. I asked if he was bi, not because there was anything that made me think he was. I just feel like it's good practice to be like, oh, hey, you know, because we were like talking about shit, and he got so mad. He was like, nobody's ever asked me that. Do I seem bi? He's like, do I seem bi to you? Or do I seem gay to you? Why would you ask me that? And I was like, I was just wondering if you were also attracted to men. Is that right?
Was he being kind of? I was gonna say, was he being kind of fruity, but I'm not gonna.
There was literally no reason for me to ask him that besides I don't know. We were just talking, just trying to get to know him better. But
was he being kind of queer coded? Sorry.